Hello YouTube, welcome to my audio log about Half-Life 2. Just finished it about a week ago, and you know what? Great game, far out. Valve, I know it's more than 15 years old, but the game still holds up quite well. We'll start off with Half-Life 2 and then we'll get to its expansions after. So you start off in a train. Then you're forced to get off. Then you go through the train station. You bump into a guard. You can actually choose to throw the can at him and choose to pick it up for him. Like he taunts you, and I actually reloaded the game just to see both ways. But I enjoyed just forget you, fuck yeah, I'll throw the can at you. But yeah, then you go through the courtyard area. Then it took me a while to find the ladder. So you head up through that, and eventually you get to the point where you eventually find your armor, and you go through the machine, which is pretty cool. And you talk to the scientist guy, and he's got that head crab thing. I literally thought that head crab was going to turn on everybody, but it didn't. So yeah, that did surprise me. I like how you can exhaust the verbal options. Like if you don't get to your armor immediately, they say to you, "Gordon, stop mucking around, get in your armor." So that was pretty neat. Yeah, and look, as much as I enjoyed the game, I could not stand how I couldn't stand the vehicle sections. Like when you're going through the waterways on that little dinghy thing, because that just dragged on and going through all those enemies and trying to kill that helicopter in that area at one bit. That bit was really tedious, so I did not like that at all. That's like one of the worst parts of the game. But I did like how it picks up sometimes. You go through all the weapons and and like you eventually get to Eli, like Alex's dad, and what else? You get to Dr. Mossman, I think, and she kidnaps Eli, and Eli goes up to her. And that was pretty cool. Well, what's going on here? That sort of emotion. But there were some other bits of the game. Those helicopters, not all of them, but there's that type of helicopter. They take like 8 rockets to destroy. 8. And that is a bloody powerful weapon. As nothing, it isn't. They're like bullet sponges, rocket sponges. You want to be more specific. And what else? You go through when the robot fella, Dog's his name. Like he opens up the trapdoor, and you go through that area. You lose all your weapons, and the gravity gun. I love that gun. It turns blue and it becomes like more powerful. You can only use that gun for the rest of the game, and you're fighting your way through that area. You get to the big boss baddie. I can't remember his name. The old guy with the grey hair and grey beard who's on the TVs. We shall build a new future with no more pain and misery and no more, that guy. And you get kidnapped by him, and Dr. Mossman frees Alex, Eli, and you eventually fight your way to him. And it's quite an interesting boss battle. You got to destroy this. Like he's in this sphere, like this black sphere, and you got to defeat him. And it's a little bit hard to explain, but you know what I mean. He's in this black sphere. And you're going to use this gravity gun to absorb things and shoot it back into that sphere. Then after you defeated him, the game pauses, and this, I think it's called the Elusive Man. He comes to you and he starts talking to you in a really creepy way. And like You don't know what you've done because this is just the beginning. No, that's not the words that he used, but he kind of talks like that. And everything's in slow motion, extreme slow motion, and eventually the game ends. But yeah, great way to end a great game. But I did not like um, a lot of the middle plot, the vehicle sections and whatnot. Now, episode one, it starts off. Gordon is trapped with all these rocks, and Alex and Dog they help him out, and eventually, go mucking around, and Dog grabs the car with Alex and Gordon, and he throws the car so they can get to the other part. And yeah, you start off with the gravity gun, but it still has that blue power in it. Then eventually you go through a couple of enemies and you get to the point where it becomes orange again. Then you go through like the sewers and all that other stuff, going through those those zombie guys, and you got to use the gravity gun to block some of their exits. Oh wait, there's one more thing I have to say about Half Life Two. You get that ball thing, and you can control those like Tyranid things, those bugs. But yeah, enough of that. But yeah, you got to like block their entryways, otherwise they keep spawning. So yeah, you eventually catch up with the other guy who's dressed like one of those baddie guys again, and you got at one point you got to escort all these civilians to the train bit. You got to go sort of back and forward, and yeah, it got a bit challenging at times. Yeah, and you got those. I can't remember what they're called. Those like Titan things, like those brown things, and man, they do a lot of damage. They take some time to kill, and by the end of the game, after going through like a lot of crates and stuff, you kill that. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting the game to end like that. Like I thought, wow, I was a bit surprised. Like Gordon and Alex, they get on the train, and they head off, and some sort of psionic explosion occurs, and yeah, that's the end of episode one. So I'll start on episode two. Episode two starts, in a broken down train. You find Alex like just on the outside, and yeah, like it's like just about to flood, so you get out. You go through, the area that's some sort of I don't know what it's called, like, but yeah, Alex gets down, and Gordon's like almost crushed by rubble, and they kidnap her, and I mean somebody finds Gordon, and they eventually get to this underground cave, and they have to, this bit's actually quite good. You have to hold out against those Tyranid things, and yeah, you got to like place the machine gun turrets in a good order so you can hold yourself. Eventually, they hold out, and those good alien guys come in, and the other guys. Well, we thought you were those guys. Oh, that's they help you out. They help Alex. They save Alex's life. But not before you got to go down with one of those alien guys to get some sort of, I don't know what they call it, substance or life thing. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head. And you bring it back to Alex, and and when you do, that creepy, elusive guy comes back. Or Slender Man. No, not Slender Man. That's a different thing. I think it's called the Elusive Man. You go through one of those creepy cutscenes, and he's like talking to Alex in a ghost form, and he says, "Prepare for." Oh no! What is it? Prepare for unexpected consequences. That's pretty cool. I like that quote. And Alex wakes up, and then they eventually head out, do other stuff, this and that, and there's many parts in it where it's just kind of blank. I mean, so I'm trying to remember what happened after that. Oh, yeah, going through like errands and stuff, and you eventually get to the base, and it's been assaulted by the Convid, no, not the Covenant. That's Halo. The COVID, no, not the COVID. The Convine, the Combine. That's what it's called. And you got to defend that. You got to defend the big scientist guy's rocket from incoming enemies. Oh, he. This one thing that I really did like towards the end of the game. They introduced a new thing, like those gravity things. You take it away from the. It's like an explosive ball. You take it from the gravity port. And you shoot it onto those big enemies. And you use any weapon. You shoot that, and it instantly kills them. That was pretty cool. I mean, you got to hold out against those against the combine, those big giant things for some time. You head back in. The scientist guy, I can't remember his name again. He thanks Gordon. You know, he's about to say thank you because that was pretty. Because I've never played too much of Half-Life 1, but I heard back at Black Mesa there was a big screw up and he forgives Gordon. And Alex is like, well, I thought you were about to get a hug. I mean, that was pretty big. The guy's quite a stern fella. And yeah, and Eli, Alex, they head out. They see the rocket work. That was pretty impressive. Then they head into that shed area. And those, like, sentinel robot things. This is a cutscene by this stage. They take Eli, they're about to take Alex, and Eli comes in and hits him with, like, a metal pipe. And it gets him, they grab Eli, they're about to kill him. And Alex is like, no, look, no, Father, I love you, no, I love you, Dad. That was quite emotional, like even for me. That bit was quite, I love you, Dad. That was quite good, and it was a good way to end the game. So, but yeah, overall, I didn't enjoy the games as much as Portal because I felt that as much as I enjoyed Half-Life, I did feel like it did drag on in many parts. Like I said before, the vehicle sections and whereas Portal, as short as it was enjoyable from start to finish. So that's all I have to say. But yeah, if you enjoy my video, you can leave a like if you want. Look, I'm not desperate for likes or anything like that, but you can subscribe if you want. But it's your choice. Anyways, take care. Bye.